this camera from now on. So thank you for coming back and joining us, and we'll continue the festivities.
Thank you. All right. Do me a favor. While I'm here, I just wanted to make sure it was okay. But a ton of new abrasive, Phoenix abrasive belts for this event. Just gonna eat away all of this time.
Don't worry, I've got some extra. Yeah.
How you doing?
Here, Scott's first in the grinding.
Somebody tell him this is a timed event.
Hey.
The smack talk is strong with you.
I didn't even know they could make that noise.
For whatever reason, I'm just not that worried about it. How's that?
Yeah. You know I cranked that up a bit there, son.
Did you?
It's not preheated.
What was that one? What was that comment?
I said, for whatever reason, I'm just not that worried about it. I'm all good. I got plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Yep.
Oh, in fact, I think I might run Starbucks, get some coffee. Not even missing out.
3 hours down! Just kidding.
So Jamie was one of the original participants of the original.
Yeah, yes. Being as if you'll be on the other side of it this time. Feels good.
They should have said this nice done properly. Too few parameters, though. I think he needs to try and tell him.
Boom, boom. Feel free to speak. You don't have to sit there. You want to talk? You go right ahead. Have commentary. Make commentary while you're entertaining. The people like to hear you.
So, what we got going on here, obviously, is Scoticus right now with rough profiling of slaves. And it's actually going pretty swimmingly. The reason why it's doing so is because when he was shaping his blade earlier, he's putting a lot of relief cut. So it makes it easier to get to a straighter line, and you'll have less to clean up. So the first time I did my first blade, I couldn't profile it very well. It wasn't until I got in the habit of doing a lot of relief cuts myself, I was able to follow my tracing and actually get something that looked like a blade to myself. That's what you're gonna want at this point for us. Function and form and all that is important to this competition, but in the very end, if we pass all those parameters, it's probably gonna go down to the one that's gonna look the best.
And that's the one that looks the best right there.
Right there. Caveman combat. Hey. That is looking. I don't think so. That's looking like a Bowie. Brand new belts from Phoenix Abrasive. For this guy.
Those are pretty.
Right? A whole set. Complete everything you need for making a knife. Pretty good darn cool, all in one package. Woo!
Ah, Phoenix Abrasives.
Brand new pack.
We like that.
Everything I need.
Hey. Good that for champ.
Is that
Actually, what you're going
Yeah, you're gonna bring it all the way through that blue.
down here.
Are you gonna finish all the way through the blue?
Yeah. I mean, not all of it.
It'll match the triangle.
Today,
Are you gonna bring it all the way to the blue?
that is the crying towel.
I have put my hair in it.
And Dan is going to start on grinding. It's a chunk of steel.
Don't panic. Don't panic.
Brian says, so the trash talk begins. Good luck, Dan and Scott. Finally throwing some man glitter around. that, Dad. Brian said, let the trash talk begin. If you want, they're all, I don't know how well, I was talking to Dad. He's not listening to me anyway. I said, if you want, all the comments.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to read any of them. Profiling out the handle. You get yourself? Looks like the machine's doing the work for you, Scott. Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna lose a finger. Oh! Thank God I wasn't standing there.
I remember ordering this size belt.
I was gonna say, I feel like that could be worn as a G-string.
It's for grinding sausages. It's actually, you can convert this to like a necklace.
That'll be the first place trophy right there.
Wally necklace.
Brought to you by Phoenix and Bracelet. One down, many, many more to go. And Scott loses no time. Getting that belt back on there.
You're probably going to want to get this done as fast as possible, so you can make sure you get a 4 cycles for the heat treat. You're doing 2 cycles for an hour, 2 hour heat, right?
I think they're doing the tempering overnight, right? Yeah. The tempering you guys are doing overnight?
What's that? Sorry.
The tempering you guys are doing overnight?
Yeah, we're going to do 2 2-hour cycles at whatever temperature they agree to and the even heat. That way we can make sure we have a really thorough temper before we go on tomorrow to do the final grind, candles, and then the testing. So yeah, we want to make sure that metallurgy is as equal as possible.
Toughness test, Joe. That's where the money's coming at.
I'm gonna mount that outline of that blade done already. Pretty close to where his lines were.
Yeah. Well, he hasn't even done the flat, any of the flats yet, right? So he hasn't even taken any substantial weight off of it. He's over here messing with it now to see how it feels. But, hey, got hefty boy over here.
Oh, that's a nice console there.
Hey, what? What's going on?
Definitely. It is not, for any of you that have seen Forged in Fire, it is always a good idea to, make sure you're double checking your parameters and stuff like that. And he just happened to use one of the gentlemen that will be testing his blades like, this has to fit in that man's hand, so why not?
Yeah.
It's okay. It's only cheating a little bit. Like it. The winner. The biggest difference, if you notice on the ends of Scott here and on the end of Dan, little bit different style in the handle.
Weird looking, but it feels good. I just didn't want to have to switch. Yeah.
So, did you go from the end of this, or did you go from the notch in?
I went from the notch in.
Okay.
I gotta take a little bit off. That's all right. I was gonna come over and check.
No, that's okay.
I was gonna see.
I was curious. Yeah.
See, I'm planning on this tip breaking off.
Oh, he'll be good. 18 overall. What's that?
What was the layout overall?
16 to 18 overall.
Yeah.
11 to 12 inch blade.
Yep. How's Scott's looking?
His is that's fine.
He kept one zip on for Costco and stuff, so it's got
Yeah, pretty much
Dan's is more
right there. So you guys want to talk about the differences?
Oh, I see.
Here, take them both real
He's also
quick.
gonna do
Take-
yeah.
Take both of these.
That's gonna hit. I was measuring to a different point.
You tell me about the differences. Tell me about the differences in these, since I'm not want to bother them.
Alright, so it looks like to me what Dan's kind of going for is a modified buoy. You have the clip point here. He's trying to keep the point in line with the butt for some of the stabbing tests. And it's going to be just kind of a nice continuous curve in the belly right here. With Scott, he's going more for a drop point. Looks like he's got a little bit of a recurve here. Still got that point nice in line with the backside here. I'm curious to see how this handle's going to be. I hope he's got enough flare on the back for the swing. So this area right here is designed to give you some retention on a heavy swing. And that's also why Scott also kind of tapers it out in the back. But this area is really easy to get too narrow. And if you overgrind that and get too narrow, you lose some of the control if you roll in your handle a bit more on some of the heavy chops. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Step out of the way again. Are you gonna let Grady announce the time? Yeah.
Need an extra set of hand there, Scott?
I got it.
Okay.
Woo! Maybe.
All right. Technical difficulties.
Yes.
Let's go see what Dan is over here doing.
First pace.
I gotta shorten the whole thing up.
We got 3 hours, 34 minutes.
Too long.
It's too long?
It's too long, so I gotta snub nose the thing a little bit.
Definitely not what she said.
see what you're doing there.
Did it again.
What happened to Brittany?
Loosen up again.
That's legit.
Dad's
Chuck.
belt.
Yeah.
Loosen up again.
All right, take the belt. Take the go ahead and take the belt off for me.
I need the small wheel for this.
Yes.
But
The competitors on it.
You can start your.
Yeah, that's right.
What now?
You can start your.
No, I
well, I'm gonna start my pinholes.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, oops, I can't say that. I'm giving direction and
Don't
guidance.
say don't help. Don't help.
I'm supposed to obscure and interfere.
You can do what you want.
Going for the 360.
All right, so you're gonna just set your pins. You're gonna kind of also look at where you want to have the bevel mount.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right, cool.
Wait till you see what I'm gonna do with this thing. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the fun part.
I thought you were gonna put a ring on the back of that one.
Put a ring on it.
So one of the guys, one of the guys that works with the contractor for CE, is actually going to use a belt.
So the reason that you pulsate like this is because legit, if the heat builds up too much, you'll harden the steel, and you can't get through it after hardening.
And that is one of the best reasons to do things like your pinholes or your lanyards or any of that before you do any of your heat treating. So are you drilling pinholes? Are you trying to lighten the blade, or?
I'm gonna. So here's the plan. Just for us. Just
Okay.
between us.
Okay. You be in the
Put a
internet.
bunch of pinholes towards the bottom, and I'm gonna actually use all the pinholes. So it's gonna make it heavier on this side than it is on this side. And that way I can use the pins as almost a weight on the end of my handle.
All right.
And that way the whole thing will be more balanced. Right? Because it's such a big blade. So we'll see what happens with that.
All right. Let's go see what Scott's doing on the small wheel.
with custom. Yep. Frames and everything.
I'm in the way again. Gonna sit.
Someone else, a leather worker is going to be doing
How's it going, Dan? Good. Can we grab the oil for you? Are they supposed to be treated by the
I think I don't know what exactly. I'd imagine so.
Make sure you space it so that got enough meat on the edge.
Don't whisper. Don't whisper. There's no secrets. We'll come out here into the hallway. Come out here in the hallway.
I was just saying, they're spending a lot of time on some fine work on the spines and edges, and they're going to run out of time probably, so we'll see.
You shall see.
We shall see.
Where you gonna be?
Happens to the best of us sometimes.
We're over here talking.
We're just discussing things behind their back, like we should. We need to be a little bit louder so they wonder what we're talking
Well, I
about.
was gonna say we could step into the hallway and have a
You want to do a quick consult?
go talk out, and
Time for time to step in the confessional.
we'll be back. We're watching. Here you go.
Okay. So what do you guys think so far?
Interesting choice of designs on both of them. The handle for Scott's, I felt it. It feels like genuinely him. I just don't know how thick he's gonna have it because I haven't felt too many of his blades yet.
Okay.
Some people, at least for the handle material, they like to have a larger swell.
Yeah.
So, what about you guys?
I'm just concerned for time at this point.
Yeah.
With all the fine work on the spines.
Are we having flashbacks?
Yes.
A little PTSD there?
Yes.
I'm just stepping over this way so I can get all of you.
Yeah. One of the things I love is like, I mean, these are obviously not my designs. I love watching how they develop their own design aesthetic. It's going to be really interesting to see how their design aesthetic performs on our test.
Yeah.
You know, because these are also the largest blades that they've ever made so far. Purposely put outside their normal parameters just to kind of push them a little bit. And with that, of course, comes the concern about time. I think we did the same thing for you. And Ethan, when we did it, like we made sure that we made the design bigger than you could actually really.
Ethan had helped you with the
Oh, you did
dodge.
the dodge.
That's true.
All that.
That's
I
true.
had not done
Yeah.
that large a blade, but Ethan
Yeah.
had.
So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
That's right. He did help with the dots.
I am concerned as well around around the grip where you've got your thumb and your forefinger locking in right in the finger while they're making sure that's not too thin.
Yeah.
Especially when we're hitting those nice green fire logs as hard as we possibly can. You know, it's going to reverberate if there's not a good solid grip there. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'm also interested to see how they do their bevel grinds. I personally would want to see them taper it a bit towards the taper so it makes that balance a little bit better. But we'll see what happens. All right, let's go back in and taunt them some more, shall we?
Thank you, sir. That's over the blade. Get like that. 3 minutes and 24 seconds, Scott. I'm sorry, I'm at 3 hours.
It's like an eternity.
Sorry, 3 hours and 24 seconds. Not 3 minutes.
That's an eternity.
Maybe.
Oh, we got Dan finally moved off the grill.
20 minutes, Dan.
On both sides.
Turn the heat up.
Are we in your way, Danathan?
A little bit.
I have no
Good.
idea.
Mission accomplished.
What's your concern here, Dan?
My blade's gonna be too short now.
Me?
Whew.
Is it just there?
Are we by the skin of your chinny chin chin?
Yeah, the question is, does the choil count as part of the blade?
No.
Does it have an edge?
So I can't put a choil on my knife anymore.
Oh boy, that sucks.
Well then,
That's not okay.
just get rid of it.
The pressure it builds.
What's going on, Scott?
Dun, 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 dun.
I think that's where the measure goes up once.
Well, it was that the whole thing was over 18, and instead of taking it off the handle,
Take it off.
not thinking, just the tip.
Just the two.
You can throw away that.
So what's going on?
Good.
Just trying to lay off my pins.
Okay. How far up are you going to take your handle?
Handle out here.
Awesome.
Saw how
Excellent.
fast you did the grind earlier.
Just the one thing to be careful of is make
No,
sure you don't go
because how
too thin
long
right
is
through
it?
here.
30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
40 minutes now.
40 minutes now, so this is probably taking me a half hour.
If you don't meet parameters, though,
But if I get the blade up to here, that's 11 inches.
what happens if you overheat the tip?
Critical failure.
It goes inside.
No, I am right here.
That's
Do
just
not
extra cold.
talk about that in front of me. Somebody's ringing.
The handle and a half, too. The hand and a half for his handles. It's like, but you don't want it tiny either.
No, no. You want it to where
It's like
our
an inch or two
hands-
outside my hand.
Yeah, my hands are narrower than yours, but narrower by half inch.
Yeah.
So if you go an inch of plate on each side of half
Yeah.
inch, then
So it's the same
Good.
same principle with your shoes, like where you measure out the toe in your shoe. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, same thing. Fit just right.
that's right, just like gold.
It's so odd to actually hear all the silence except for the
Right.
brain cells burning.
Yeah. I can see Dan's ears turning like, oh shit, oh fuck.
You can smell it. You can smell it. The tear right.
That's the problem. I should shut up.
Did you
Never
share the
mind.
live on
That's
your
a, that's a console.
Did you share your live on yours?
I'll take one console. Is that good
Yeah.
enough for the lanyard tube? Is that close enough?
Yes.
I've not done those. Very
Yep.
much.
I do 3/16 and then run the 5/16 right after that.
Yeah.
Remember to, you guys remember to reading those out a little bit.
Did you hear what they're talking about there?
What's that?
Which one did you leave in? Is this a 3/16
No,
you
I
left
still
in
got a
here?
lot more
Yeah.
drilling to do, so.
Okay.
Yep, still got a lot more drilling.
I wouldn't think, okay.
Safety first.
Essence, Dan.
Time is of the essence.
Oh,
I
oh,
think the winner.
oh.
Oh shit.
He's gonna use the drill. I was gonna say, we're gonna have a
I
fight.
was using his before.
He's jealous.
It's true. You might want to replace that bit. I used it quite a bit.
Drill on drill action.
real.
Yeah.
I mean, even that
Your clock
green kid's
doesn't
got
stop.
all sorts of CDs.
Yeah.
I was trying to ask him questions, he's like, you get it passed today, Bob. Still gonna fuck with you, but you get it passed today.
Reminiscent of the Crucible, man?
No. No. No.
Not even a little.
I don't feel like I'm going to be hospitalized.
That's fair.
Yes, the day is young.
You've already like nearly skinned yourself once, so
And we did
Ah.
well, we did lose one.
there's no competition if he's dead.
That's right. That's right.
That's the real sharpness test right
You want
there.
a consult or good to go?
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
I've got 2 questions for my consult. So
Yes, you are.
More efficient. Hang on. Clock, it's not starting yet.
Okay, that's fine.
Do I get to consult with the committee?
You can count whoever you want. Whoever you want.
So that is 11 inches.
Okay.
Should I start over?
No, I would go.
How does this fit in your hand?
Ah.
This is a little bit bigger for me,
Okay.
but even after the hand's on, you can still taper that down if you have.
Yep.
Remember,
He
you
does
can
have
take
to
more
start
off.
over, over, right? Is that now what you said?
What's that?
I was
He
watching.
does have to start
It's
over.
way too much. You are
I'm fat.
way.
Yep.
Fat shaming.
Yes.
Fat shaming my blade.
Yes.
It's just got
I would call it fat elk.
Alright. How's that fit in your hand?
Oh, that is very.
Ah!
That is pretty huge, man.
It's probably a quarter inch.
Yeah.
Remember, you can always take more off. Can't put it back.
So what was the issue with the blade?
So the blade was that Dan, when he was going through his kind of rough profiling, instead of taking the overage off of that back of the handle, he ended up taking it off of the tip, which meant he was really struggling to meet the edge parameters. So he's actually done some modification on his design in order to gain that distance back in lieu of having like a choil on there instead. So I think we can still do it. I think he's gonna be fine. It should be interesting.
Better what, he's still a loser.
Second place.
You know,
Second place is the first loser.
Yep.
it's generally not the loud ones you gotta worry about.
Just make sure that you test the.
I need this book for my camera.
Still good.
But you guys have this.
I don't.
Man, I got.
Always got.
You don't have deep hands either.
Can you grab an 1/8 for me too?
Yep.
Pin material. That's going to be the lanyard tube, which is ow, I just punched the saw a little bit.
That's not good.
I'm not supposed to hurt myself.
I don't enjoy the.
Oh, you think?
Lanyard tube.
Yeah.
Plenty of room on that one.
Well, I don't know. More times than not. No, that's not right. I don't know. It's just
Now, you may wonder why I'm checking pass-through holes, because none of these are pass-through.
yeah.
That one
You got 8 3/16 and 5/16 right there for you.
Am I in your way? Let me move.
a little bit.
I will say one of the things I really do like like about Scott's design is that he tends to have a lot of curves, complex curves and swoops, which is one of the things I really love about my blades too, is that kind of have that elvish aesthetic that I kind of follow a lot.
Yeah.
So that does resonate with me quite a bit.
I'm okay. Oh, do we have any blue Red Bulls? Do we have a Red Bull?
Want the gourmet or the regular?
Sure, whichever one's good.
We already have capital asset that you can use that
Thank you.
are using that meets the demand of the space. But they're talking about basically very power.
That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff right there. Oops, sorry, you're good. You just didn't even step on my foot.
Timer is
1/8 inch.
So I was telling them in my thing, I was like,
1/8 inch. I need a drill bit.
Oh, I don't.
Oh, it's over there.
they were saying like even for like an outage by industry, even the goal is like and like we just went this game to be up for about 2 hours, and they had big companies, so like for those companies, if there's
Which one are you looking for?
1/8 inch.
I think just gonna fit in one of those two.
That's a little small.
And what I would do is I would use a 3/16 and just drill your wood 1/8 inch.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
Never mind.
Never mind. And you're also. We're just drilling a bunch of 3/16s.
No, you don't.
In your storage system is commodity hardware. It is
Commodity
not.
hardware.
It is not.
And they're
No, they have fault tolerances. Not that it's a little gap. I don't know.
3/16 holes as pass-throughs for epoxy and possible alternate mounting points for your jig.
Okay. I can take that advice.
Figure out where your front of your handle is going to be. And then plot your poles accordingly. So that you run right about
Won't that weaken up?
not with the proper heat treating and tempering, but that's also going to allow you more space on your jig and your wood surface when it comes to bevel grinding.
Adding work.
A little bit, but also kind of hopefully setting them up for a little bit more success too. So when we drill more holes, it's more pass-throughs for the epoxy. It also lightens the handle a little bit, but having that other hole farther up in front of the front handle pin is going to let him mount that jig, mount it to the bevel jig in a configuration that will give him more room to work on his work surface. We'll make the same recommendations with that. What you doing there, Dan?
I am.
Turn around so everyone can see.
Yeah, I'm. What do they call this? Beveling the edges for my holes, so that my pins can get in easier.
Nice.
And it creates a better interface between the epoxy and the pin and the wood.
So which of these holes are you looking at mounting on your jig and why?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing this because I was just going to do that, and I remembered that I wanted to do this.
Yep.
I'm probably going to use this front one here, so that my blade can actually be mounted as far back on the jig as possible.
Excellent. That's what I was hoping to hear.
I got to do this.
Yep, that's nice. And I'm just here to distract you so that you can know which side you're on, because I love my job. No pressure, but we're about an hour down. About 25% of the way through.
like that hour just blurred by this, man. You think how fast the next year is going to go.
Yeah.
So you're going to put 40 pins in your handle?
Really?
You know, sadly, that would not be out of context for you, though.
Notice I'm doing it to all of them.
Oh, boy.
It's gonna have spots.
It's a mosaic handle.
Hey. Look at you. I was really worried about that lanyard move. You got it on.
Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna make paracord safety strap with it.
So what angle are you going to start with?
The right angle.
92 degrees.
92?
92.
Why is that?
Because the width of the bevel and the width of the steel this way, I'm going to need a pretty sharp angle to actually get a nice deep grind and stuff.
Stuff
to do
and
stuff.
things?
I'm doing stuff for
Stuff and
reasons,
things, yeah.
all right?
Yeah.
I'm doing stuff for reasons.
I'm just here to
I
distract
ain't
you.
got time to explain it to you.
I'm just going to keep battering you with questions.
Man,
That we're here?
you'd think that he would know.
He does.
Oh, I do.
And that's the point.
I just want you to have to multitask.
Let's go harass Scott.
Woo! We haven't harassed Scott in that 30 seconds or so. What are you doing, sir?
I don't know. Dan did it, so I figured it's got to be cool.
There we go.
Oh, boy. So you get this on the double, where you going to start at?
have you take this one for
Yes, ma'am.
My arms are
Hunting, fishing, loving.
92 and a half.
Hey, hey. Oh no. Woo. Oh, he's pressing that really hard. Yeah, you got yeah.
There's other machines.
Small wheel, man.
No, I want
Go set up that small wheel.
We've also got the shredder and we've got the tubinator.
Let's go over here.
We also have the 6-inch on the bottom of the D-plat for the mirror brake, Dan.
Yeah, no, I just need to take my work surface off.
Okay. Try and do that roll inside radius.
Jeez, this thing is ridiculous.
He's thinking. Does that count as a console?
That's where I was gonna go anyway.
That's called Chuck can't keep his hands off it.
You like touching hard things.
We've missed you, Jamie. Yep.
That much more.
Careful now.
Yeah, it works fine. It's just when I have a lot of it, I'm having a hard time.
Oh. Mr. Taylor is a zinger out here. Ever since you were a little boy, Dan, sounds like you've been good at pretending he knows what he's doing. Oh, hey, look at that. Look at your grind, champ.
That's a little deep right there.
You're pressing hard out of stress.
That's right.
Yeah, buddy, it has begun.
Really?
Stress build, y'all. Stress build.
I will say,
The 36 grit from Phoenix Abrasives is no joke.
Hey.
Good sausage maker.
I don't know who Richard Taylor is, but that's hilarious.
That's my uncle.
Zinger.
Since he was a little boy, Dan has always been so good at pretending he knows what he's doing.
Zingers.
Zinger.
Zingers.
Yeah, that's my uncle.
Fired from outside.
I know, right?
Hey.
I mean, his family knows it.
Uh-oh. You got...
Pretend like a meter.
Yeah.
I don't feel so bad anymore. Maybe I never did.
Looks like Scott's getting ready to start up his machine. After he gets going, we're going to go check in with him and see what's going on.
At least he's not having equipment malfunction this week.
Malfunction.
Yes. L7 too.
Operator malfunction.
Holy cow. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Checking in with Scott. It's a good start, man. Well, they're probably going to be taking a bit off these.
Ah, good thought. How's your edge looking?
Perfect.
Awesome.
11 3/4.
Nice, very nice.
You checking the angle, Dan?
Yep. It's too tall.
Oh. Modern tools, folks. Modern tools.
That's
Butter.
I'm sure we'll have people.
For the folks at home, they probably want to know what you mean by it was too tall.
Yeah. Jane. Hey Chuck.
Yeah.
My angle was like. I needed to adjust my angle because I was too tall.
Yep.
Can you explain to the people at home what that means? Because I ain't got time to do that.
All right, so we usually have a starting point between 92 and 93 degrees with a buckle angle. And then based on how we see that grind out on any given blade, we'll adjust manually to kind of try and optimize it. So what Dan's looking at is how fast does the bevel at grind rise versus how fast is it getting thinner. And he's trying to balance that right now so he doesn't go all the way to the spine before heat treat. Because after we quench it in heat treat, we actually clamp it in between two heavy plates, so that as it continues to harden, after it comes out of the oil, we're making sure we keep it as flat as possible. Then day two, what they'll do is they'll go back and they'll adjust that bevel angle again to start working on that distal taper so we can drive that weight back towards the handle for balance.
Thank you, Chuck.
Lots of intentional design.
Yes. If only we lived our lives a little more intentionally. Oh?
So you'll be able to see where I removed the Sharpie. And I will too.
There you go. I've never done that before. It's actually pretty smart. You got good ideas, Dan. Yeah.
This is my first time using a 36 grit now.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So.
Yep, they're called sausage makers for a reason.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's pretty coarse, man.
It's nice and toothy.
Wow. See, Dan's over here killing it. I have the exact opposite issue. I find that a lot of times when I get to this portion of the process, I don't press hard enough because I'm so worried about taking off too much.
Yeah, I am worried about that as well, but at this point I can't really be, so.
No, yeah. And that's the thing, you're in a competition setting. I'm just over here, you know, it's just a day when I'm over here just chilling
Right?
in the shop with you guys. It's a bit different. I'm like, and I'm still like very hesitant. Let's go check in with Scott. Hey, look at that grind, man.
got a little screw hole on the bottom
Yes,
of it.
yes. Actually, there's a connector right up there if you want to use
Yeah.
it.
There we go. Oh yeah, marking that up really well. You're not gonna go past that?
Well, I gotta even this line out. That's what
Gotcha.
I'm trying to do now, so just going from there to there, even the line out of that.
Good man. Definitely much more even.
I don't know what I did, but apparently I did it. I don't know what I did.
Uh-oh. Switching up belts. Underneath the table, sir. How we sitting on time, Chuck?
What's that?
Said how we sitting on time?
Let's find out. 2 hours and 50 minutes left.
Woo!
You guys together can let me know when you want me to fire up the boards for you. Okay.
Oh, wow. You look down the center. Look down towards the center and going up. You can see just how much he's taken off already. And he's dipping right now because he doesn't want the blade to get too hot, obviously.
It's not been heat treated yet, but I'm actually just cooling the blade because it's easier to work with.
That's real.
You're going to put a sludge on that, right?
Of course.
Can't wait. Oh wow. Really. Yeah. That's a great
Almost live.
Almost live. Very almost.
It's close enough to live. We gotta figure, I mean, it's going from here to wherever Facebook is, doing whatever there, and shooting back to here. I mean, it's pretty impressive if you just think about it.
Yeah. Let's take a look at that. Yeah. His is still a bit on the thicker side, which is not a bad thing. I just noticed the differences in thickness between where his blades first started out and where it's at now. This is about the color. You might want to,
Change out screws.
yeah, change those screws out. It's that bottom screw. Probably want to change that screw out.
Your bottom one.
Your bottom screw, you probably want to change that out.
That's what's the
Fell off.
problem.
Does that count as helping?
Dan must have put those in there.
Yeah. Dan the saboteur. I heard his evil laugh. He did it.
How's it going, Scott?
Good, I found Dan's sabotage screws in my jig.
Yeah, put it away again. Yeah, put it away again. He's zooming. Woof. Great use on the visual aids, Dan.
I always use visual aids. I haven't worked this hard in a long time.
Yeah, I know. Usually you're hardly working.
Right?
I can make that back unless you are.
Yeah?
Yeah? Thank you, sir. Did you hear what your uncle said again?
You know what? I don't listen to that guy
he's-
anymore. He's been a problem. He's actually starting to have some mental issues. Just to let people know, like
Yeah.
he's not quite always with it. So everything he says comes with a hefty grain of salt.
Well, he said, see what I mean? Dan cleverly got somebody to explain what he didn't know, basically.
You know what?
So-
That's called delegation. And if people don't understand the value of delegation, then they should Wikipedia that immediately. It's, delegate what you can't do. And I couldn't. So
You know what? He's got stuff and things to do.
now I don't even know where I'm at.
I win. I win at the distraction game.
You're in a loser circle, that's where you're at. You mean square, loser square.
That too. Square, circle, whatever, you know. Loser, that's square.
Losers don't get to be square to do it. It's squares. He likes being in first, loser.
You actually have the nice double line to follow them. Is that his second non-salt shirt?
That's, yeah. Somebody needs to put handcuffs on this man and all the way over there in the corner.
Scott,
How many consoles?
all you need to do, Scott, is look at
Controversy.
Next time we do a competition and we want to do consoles, we should have to have him move to a specific
Area. Yeah. He's not allowed to talk to anybody.
all you need to do is
put
you have to
a
play
point, that's
it in
what's
a
gonna
quizzical
happen.
manner,
Yeah.
and someone will come.
It's that is
It's my
that is
weakness.
right?
100% true.
Just look at it and go,
Huh.
and somebody will come over and be like, "What are you looking at?"
Hey, let me explain this to you. This is, I feel like when I'm in a room full of men, I'm not going to make that comment. Never mind.
Let me mansplain that to you.
Yep, thanks.
There you go.
Oh boy.
What's going on there?
What do we think?
I'm digging it.
It's looking pretty even.
Let's do it.
Looks like first place loser.
Your uncle says at least I don't have to use visual aids. Do you use visual aids on your dates too?
You explain to me how anytime you're using visual aids is bad. Don't judge me just because I'm more efficient than you are in communicating things to my own brain hole with visual aids.
You tell him, Spicy Dan.
And I'm giving you a dip for that. Strong beginning, strong middle, terrible end.
That's what she said.
That's usually just being recorded.
Choose your words carefully, sir.
Choose your words.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more of a fluid setup than we need.
So how do we feel about these blades in terms of what we're planning on doing for testing?
It's going to be interesting. My biggest concern right now is that they get too narrow right through here.
The finger holes, yeah.
And just knowing how much that can roll in your hand is just one of my big concerns. Because when it rolls, it also kind of torques your wrist a little bit. But we'll see.
What's not as efficient as you have the edge not perpendicular.
Yep, coming out at an angle, yeah. We were just talking about Jamie and Ethan's rites of passage event. And back then in the shop, we only had like 2 grinders back then. We had 1 drill press. We had the portabands, but that was because Jamie brought his drills.
Yeah.
And so the parameters were there was actually an extra 3 inches of blade on those parameters, and we were using thicker steel. So it's kind of interesting to see how the shop has evolved since then, and how much more efficient we are.
How much easier you make there.
Yeah.
Time check? All right, what are we looking at here?
It's crazy to think that when we first started doing this, we were
2 hours, 39 minutes left.
We're almost to the halfway point.
Actually, they cut them out and on an old waterbed frame.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. The island.
Hi, Jeremy. So we are working on bevel grind. Making some meat off of that blade and making it usable. Making it a blade instead of just a blade-shaped chunk of steel. Scott seems to be going nice and smooth. Dan's over there rubbing it as hard as he can.
Yep.
Oh boy, context is so important.
I'm talking about his blade.
Is that euphemism?
I'm not talking to you anymore. This is a family show.
Saturday, let's talk about it. Wait, it's your own fault.
What's going on here? a part of the other thing about doing this. They have their fingers on the blade, as you can see here, to make sure that it doesn't get too... Whoa! That just flew right in front of my face. There's a fly in here. So that the blade doesn't get too hot. Jack wants to know how many thousands of dollars you're giving to the winner.
Tell them the check is in the mail. The check is in the mail. It's already in the mail.
Yeah. That sounds like you've decided a winner already.
Yeah, of course we did.
It's oddly, it's made out to me. Hey, Jack. Jack, I just told him that you were going to give him a big hug and a kiss. That was all they needed to want to compete.
And actually, he promised not to hug and kiss them as well. So.
Oh wow, I love that one. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh. Yeah.
Look at the spark flying there.
Yeah. Yeah, where's the sparks at, man?
That's the emulator. Yeah. But we were actually profiling it. Yeah, that's flat. But look at the spark flying. Yeah. We were just like, that was some hogging right there.
How's it feeling, man?
Feeling pretty good. Are you doing that?
You really got to be careful there, too. Are we looking on the edge parameters?
We're looking at exactly 11 inches. Is what we're looking at.
Yeah?
Yeah. No more.
No less.
You're not going to buffer that with another 1/8 inch?
Let's hope
I
it doesn't burn the
I
tip.
will
Yeah.
after heat
Right?
treat if I need to.
Okay.
If I need
What
to.
happens if you burn the tip and you have to reprofile it, Dan?
Then I'll come.
You'll
Turn
get
into a
nice
kitchen
stretcher.
It'll turn into a kitchen knife.
And a loser.
Did he really have to
Will you
turn
get a nice
into? No, a loser.
Well, I'm not swinging it, so I don't care. Oh, yeah, I figured it's so small.
You're used to that, aren't you?
This is a family show! No, it's not. It's okay. I'm just gonna keep yelling that louder and louder every time.
I mean, we are family, so, and it's a show.
That's true.
He's going to start hiking the markers from Scotty Claus
You
there.
might have to. If you want to hang on to him.
Hi, Autumn!
Are you ready?
I'm just getting close.
Yeah, man.
I can take the rest of that down. I
Yes, I have OCD.
It's like they say though, right? Measure twice, cut once. That's why Dan's having tip issues or something over there.
Yep. I wait till you be here.
You signed in a little late for the trash
I don't
talk.
trust any of these people.
We were talking about how he's really OCD and he's, you know, measuring and measuring and measuring. And then we were talking about how you have tip issues. And Autumn goes, doesn't he always?
I think that works.
Well, all right. I mean, if that's what we're doing now. I don't.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're gonna do. We're not gonna do that repeatedly, though. We're getting to enjoy the test.
Why don't?
Just for dramatic effect.
Yes.
Probably gonna have to turn it in here.
Dan making a point.
Ayo, but yeah.
So where you at, son?
Oh yeah. Well, how are you trying to
I think the handle
pretty tall?
is just right.
Well, I will.
Run with it.
Too small.
Run with it.
Trying to match both sides.
So if you guys think it's too big,
And from there, yeah, if I've got
that
time.
means I need to
Huh?
give it up.
What's that?
Run with it. Seriously.
That's kind of good.
Once again, you can always take one off. Can't put it back.
But see, I'm trying to be careful not to do too much.
You float quite a bit.
You have time to breathe. I need to that last surface. Yeah.
You float quite a lot. You can take it down.
Next time I'm just gonna bop you in the face with it.
You gonna clean up some of that 36 grid, or you going back to 36 after the heat treat?
I'm going to go to 60 after the heat treat. And I'll just take off the 36.
It's 2.5 hours down. Actually, 2.5 hours left, rather. Sorry.
2.5 hours down, guys.
2 hours, 31 minutes, and 31 seconds.
So what's your next steps?
So I'm going to get cleaned up. I want to take a look at what I've got and do an evaluation to see what my next steps are.
Okay.
Because I'm not 100% sure what that is.
Okay. How are you looking there, Scott? Good, all right. Is someone getting their OCD on?
Well, I'm just trying to match the other side right now and then grab some more. So. Yep. I have OCD. Everybody knows it.
Big question is can we start on our ends?
Start what?
Don't you worry about it.
No.
Why don't you start minding your business?
I can't listen to the
I
consultation?
said, hey.
It wasn't a consultation.
Does Scott have to mind his own business?
Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
no handle work today, sons.
That's day 2 was.
I know, I'm just checking.
Don't know if you don't ask.
You can't handle the truth.
I see what you did there.
Sir,
I am a servant.
Oh, yeah. That's where I get my sense of humor from. Yeah, my uncle is where I get my sense of humor from, so that's why I'm not very funny.
yeah, you just be careful.
Now they're mad.
He's mean. He's being mean.
He grinded.
I think he's agreeing with Autumn about your tip issues.
Come on! No, it's not! No, it's not! Stop doing that! People are gonna see that.
You're trying it all again?
Yeah!
I like your bling. Pretty suitable.
Thank you, man.
I feel like you need to get like a little chunk of like mascot to hang out there.
I forgot what I was going to do.
Yeah, but you guys really went right up to the moment on the spot. You guys were actually still finishing
We got right down to the drummer, yeah. Next time I'll let you guys take care of your What?
Where?
Who?
There?
Why?
Underwear?
Just made you say underwear. It's a good song.
Ah, it's looking great. Good.
I don't want them to have to get it ready because
However, you did win the forge the whole time we were doing it.
of course you did.
I'll feel it both ways.
So, what are you doing over here?
So we're gonna actually start getting the forage out and get them kind of set up for that. Don't want to turn it on yet because they'll turn into a sweat box. But when they let me know they're ready, I'll fire up the gas forge and they'll be getting ready for heat treating. Woo! And after heat treating, whether we're at time or not, once the heat treat once they're quenched, the round is over. So after heat treat, we'll get them cleaned up for tempering, and then we'll be tempering them overnight. And tomorrow we'll come back at 1 o'clock and be doing the final grind to polish, as well as putting the handles on, and then trying to break them. Yes, I get gleeful at
You
that.
mean Wallace gets to break them?
Wallace gets to break them, yes.
Well, you're going to help break them too, but I'm going to break their blades.
There's a lot of joy in that.
A whole
So
lot of joy in
how much
there.
flat surface you want left?
What's that?
How much
flat
flat
surface
do you want left?
Yeah.
What do you have? What did he say? He's being a smart ass over
I
there.
would say you could probably go another quarter-inch up there if you want. Scott, you can actually petition to have Jamie become one of the tests if you want.
Can we put a poll up on Facebook for that?
Hey, did you order a dummy for this?
Oh boy.
Are you having them do their own?
What's up? We're going to have them each do their own, yeah, but they're going to kind of, I guess, work as, well, however they work is up to them, but if it were me, I would probably, like, try to collaborate with the person I'm working with so we can get them both done and into the jigs for flattening as quick as possible. But we'll see how they work out.
Dan, your uncle says he's signing off now. Now that he sees how well you're doing, I can tell that even if you don't win, you've got a real shot at second place.
Scott's got an ally.
Everybody's a jerk.
Oh, it's over there.
What's that?
Drinking wings?
Yeah. But they need to set those up.
Yeah, okay.
And those are going to go right over here.
Oh, that's mine. Can I steal that? Sir?
Just got an idea. So I'm going to see if I can skip.
When I talked to the guy about
This is a 36 grit. I'm going to see if I can skip 60 and 80 and go straight to 120 and see what that ends up looking like.
yeah.
So we're trying to do a little shorty cut here.
Okay.
This is what we've got so far.
It is. It's necessary to go to 120. I don't know that it's necessary to skip.
Let's see how it goes, Dan.
That's what it looks like now.
Beautiful.
Not great, not terrible.
Tyler, what your last sex date?
Butter.
I could be okay with that.
I don't know, settling the art of competition.
I think so.
1, 2, skip a 2, and then settle for whatever.
That's right.
Good enough is good enough. Did you just settle on beer? I mean, why settle for beer and even drink dope beer? Yeah. For you folks out there, Black Calder Brewing has dope beer. It's in the stuff.
Let me see that. Yep, let me see the little.
There we go. Dope
Black
beer's the
Calder.
slogan for a reason, folks. Get the hazy IPA, you'll love it. It's like a promenade of fruity flavors on my tongue, and everyone is dancing. It's amazing. Probably have some cans of it tomorrow if I can find it, because it's they do a lot of limited releases, and people buy that stuff up pretty quick. And it's the first black brewery in Grand Rapids.
Here for it. Support the community. Back to Dan. Back to the whitest guy I know.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. That was Dad. I'm sorry.
There you go. Oh, there it is. He's got it. I'm loving it.
That's.
There's a little
I
spice
think
to that.
we need to call 911. Dan might be having a stroke.
There's a little spice to that. That's my running man. That's his running man.
I don't know about running.
Oh boy.
That's the late night portion of the running man.
Dan,
having a nervous break.
I'm having a nervous break.
With yourself?
I'm disassociating him from that. I was actually experimenting to see my initial brand was a 36 grit, and I wanted to see what it would look like if I went from 36 to as opposed to, I think not bad.
I could probably actually go higher at that if you wanted to, but
I need this one. Don't want to take a chance.
Scott, how's yours looking there, bud? Good.
So I did my initial level.
Give myself some targets.
Nice.
Now back
You can go higher than that, you know, if you want to.
yeah, I was looking at 80. So it's actually
Everybody's using these fancy visual aids that I never used in any of my plate designs. And now I'm just like, bro, like maybe I would have did a little bit better on my earlier blades had I had thought to do any of that stuff. I did not. I'm like, I think this looks right.
That's what you have him for.
Yeah.
What's that?
I was telling him how I've seen everybody use these visual aids that I never did when I first was like getting practicing and playing with you guys. I wish someone did it earlier because my first blades would have turned out a little better. I didn't know what to look for because I was just gonna have you right.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
is this right? You're like, oh, bump it down here. You know. So with when you do the markers and stuff, you can actually see it.
Yeah, it's like machinist dye.
Yeah.
The spray on. Yeah. We just call it mark swap.
I wish I would have did it. So, good use of your aids, guys. Hopefully it helps you, you know, because I'm still planning to break
song
them.
from South Park. Everyone has AIDS.
Hey!
AIDS. That's not a good thing to say on a live stream. Wallace, can I have you take this for me for a minute? I need to go put a t-shirt on because this is way too hot.
Oh, my fingers got in the way, sorry. Bad TV. Taking a bit going off. There we go.
Why'd you do that? Because your mom told me to?
Zangers.
No, I think I'll be okay because I'm gonna take it down.
Did you check the angle here?
I did.
Okay.
So
One thing you know with the narrow braid is that when I'm careful with the blue button, push to this, it's actually like got its own. I'm having to use a screw button.
all right, that's not working.
So what's the plan, Dan? What are you moving to?
So I tried to cheat the system
Yeah?
and jump from a 36 to a 120, and it looks like Dookie. So now I gotta go back to a 60.
Yeah.
Life lessons learned.
In the spirit of competition, though, you had to give it a shot.
That's right.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, people. Remember that.
So for some reason right here, if you can see that cup,
Yeah.
right?
How'd that happen?
I don't know, either I leaned the blade forward a little bit when I was grinding or something, so what I'm trying to do now is get this bottom part to come up to here,
Yeah.
but I want this to remain flat so
Yep.
that after heat treating it can go into the flattening jig and actually be flattened.
Yeah.
So I can't take it any higher than that really right now.
Right on.
So I'm going to switch sides and try and match them up, see what happens.
There you go, Dan.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I had a map because otherwise
We're going over here to Scott Claus.
I had it where it's
Woo!
and as you got down to these little papers,
That's looking pretty even.
I think we've seen that. I think that's what they're trying to do. Now, I didn't have
Look
a
at that.
I
There you go. Happy pirates or angry pirates?
That's an angry one.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oof.
We're trying to figure out if there are any shenanigans we can come up with here to make them sweat tomorrow. You know how they always do like that surprise parameter?
Yeah.
You must now add
Make 2-part epoxy using almond glue.
tomorrow you must stabilize your own handle material
I love it.
in real time.
In real time. 2 hours and 11 minutes. Tension's running high.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How's it looking, Dan?
So yeah, I just got too deep, and so I had to go back and do the flats.
That's never what she said.
No innuendo will go unchallenged.
Right? My only concern is like I took that in a little too deep, maybe. 'Cause that's not very thick. I'm not worried about your hand.
Coming in.
Oh, perfect.
Ooh, look at you.
Perfect.
Good. It gives you space. If you
Yep. So
round tip.
That's what a perfect blade looks like right there.
that's the winner blade.
That's
right
the winner.
Blade right there.
there. That's the first loser blade.
First place loser.
I think for these testing it's gonna be more of like a baseball bat grip.
Yeah.
You know, zombie apocalypse grip. So yeah.
Yeah. So I think that shape is pretty good. All right. My tip is aligned pretty well.
You telling secrets over here?
No secrets. I was just talking to Wally.
Yeah.
People are no fun.
We're making dinner plans.
Are you? You should probably, Jordan is listening to this, so you should probably be careful. You know, he might just come down here out of a.
Me and Jamie are running away together.
Might get jealous.
He'll always be second place, Jordan.
Oh.
Second fiddle.
And Sunday Wallace is on the kill step.
Jordan might want to just do a competition for that. Gotta take out my competition, right?
May the odds be ever in your favor.
You're running around like a greased up death guy.
Wallace's new nickname is Tribute.
Ah.
Can I get a shirt?
Yeah. That's what the T is for, tribute.
Should my tribute shirt?
Tribute shirt, trebuchet.
Trebuchet?
We're gonna check in somewhere.
A trebuchet!
Jordan says sluts all over.
Where you at, brother?
I'm right here.
You ready for
Apparently we're going to the casino.
He said slots.
Slots all over here.
Can we see them side by side real quick?
Sure.
Let's see what yours. You gonna flip them over?
Nice.
Awesome. All right.
Good, gents. Looking
Continue
good.
about your business.
Something that when we're doing this. First step.
Yeah.
Two steps of the blade. And you're gonna wrench it out in a different plane.
Gotcha.
And it's not into the, is it into, so you got logs, right?
Yeah, we're going with the
end
grain. No, we're going right into the side. Right.
Down.
Down, down, and twist out. Yep. So when we're doing the stab test, I don't want it pulled out in the same plane it goes in on. I want it wrenched around. And then we'll come back and then we're going to do the chopping.
I know.
So the blade just has to meet parameters at the start of the testing.
Keep digging, Dan. Keep digging. Your hopeful negotiation is falling on deaf ears. I'm just here to crush your dreams. That's what I do.
Oh, I think
And my mom told me I have selective hearing.
What, huh?
I think we good. I got an extra quarter inch and everything.
Comes with this too.
Yeah. Here's stop functioning as well. Technology is I was my grandparents
that means I don't get paid. That means she can stop asking me for money. I was like, what the hell, Grandpa?
That's awesome.
There you go. I'll let you have it back.
After 72 years of marriage or something like that.
That's wow.
That's so
Not bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
Fine. Yeah. Very long as many people live.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I was struggling when he said, come up with
So you're leaving?
Yeah.
Let's say goodbye, everyone, for now.
Goodbye, Jamie.
This is just when you guys disappear and go talk bullshit about us or something.
We've been doing it all along.
Oh, okay.
Why would we not let you hear the bullshit?
Yeah. Well, how about we step out real quick? Actually, before Jamie leaves, have one more little sidebar.
See you, bud.
You be back tomorrow?
I'm gonna try, yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
This is actually
Waiting for Jamie. What?
This is actually a halfway point too. So.
Yeah. So how are you feeling about this so far?
It's been interesting. It's been interesting. I'm a little concerned about the handle still. But we'll see what happens. Pretty proud of both of them though, just for getting the work done that they've gotten done. We're actually at the halfway point. So yeah, come in again.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about what you're seeing there for the thus far?
I'm surprised they're how far along as they are, but we were talking, I think, it's the shops progressed to a point where there's a lot more tooling than we did.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
we had less than half the grinders when you and Ethan did your thing, and we only had like one drill press, one bandsaw. So yeah, that's much set for better set for moving from tool to tool now, definitely. But that's really cool though too, because it just shows the shop has actually done well enough to be able to do that. So I'm very blessed and happy about that. Absolutely.
Any concerns or anything about either of their blades or anything other than just the handles?
Well, it's Scott's tip for a reason.
I was looking at it. Look.
Very thin. He has a lot of space left on his blade though, so if something does go wrong, he can reshape it.
Yeah, he's got
fine. He's got plenty of room for deviation, but
I'm concerned about that overheating the tip during heat treat also, if it's that thin.
yeah, because it reminds me of my first blade. Because mine was like damn near
pokey?
pinpoint. It was
Yeah.
a bit pokey, and I think I did actually discolor the tip on that. I think I did burn it.
Yep.
So
and after heat treat grinding,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, we knife makers, we don't make any mistakes. We just make sure they're blades. I planned it last week. No, I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually surprised it's this far along too, so I'm guessing that we're probably going to have me fire up the forge pretty quick, and we might end up this round's a little bit early, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. They're halfway through though. So.
We can do
What's
the.
the go-to tip normally for? They're doing 1084, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What's tip range?
1500.
1500.
Yeah. That's going to be about the color of like, in terms of old school, it's the color of like a sunset. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. It's definitely not going to be that lightsaber yellow though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need a forge weld.
Nope, we don't need to hear the King of Death whenever they're trying to, right? Hopefully we keep the drama down with the flames too.
Yeah.
But then,
That would be entertaining if somebody overheats on the quench and we get a ting, and then they got to start over.
Oh,
my God,
man,
yeah.
that would be the worst.
Oh my God.
there is precedent,
Yeah.
so. But yeah, I'm hoping that we don't hear that. That's one of the reasons we chose the 1084 is because of how forgiving it is, especially with like the gas forge.
Somebody will wish they wore the brown pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have had that King of Death, and it's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. I also had a piece of Damascus where it did the opposite, where it blew up.
Oh my God.
It went from flat to boil.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. But and the thing is, you never know until
They
you
had
get in there.
occlusion in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just outgassed.
Oh.
So, but yeah. So anyway, Jamie, thank you so much for coming over today. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
Always a pleasure, brother.
we'll get you
Bye,
back over
Jamie.
here for more talking. Yeah. We'll see you later. Say hi to you for me.
Anything else you guys want to add? Are we good?
No, just gonna go see back where they're at, and hopefully we'll be getting that forge going soon. Guys, we are at 1 hour 58 minutes, so we are just over halfway.
Got it.
You have the time to use, so use it if you need it. What you up to here?
Oh, he's all the way behind me. That's why. Just trying to see what was the way to see. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it.
Scott, how you doing, man? Any questions? Nope. Looking good, son. Be careful of that tip though. Looks like it's going to
Oh
go
yeah, I
in.
see that.
And we will be bashing it viciously into fire logs and twisting. Wallace is going to give it the intensive care beta treatment.
Oh, yes.
We love it and hurt it and break it.
Boop-a-doo.
I'll take that.
Ooh, let's go see what Dan is doing. Always drilling holes.
It's part of my secret plan.
So many holes. Part of your secret plan?
part of
It's
my
not
secret
secret. It's on the internet now.
Not so secret,
But you don't know why.
I mean, not specifically. But, like, I do.
Oh! You think it's gonna lighten the handle, huh?
Yeah.
You think it's gonna lighten the handle?
Well,
So, eh?
if that's what he was
Someone
using it
is
for.
sending into the mouth of madness.
But he wants to have those spots for the hose. Are you doing all? Right.
Yeah, I know. That's why it was like, lighten the handle?
Okay, man. Get as much bend as you want.
Yeah.
Evil laugh. This makes one wonder. Can you do too many things? I guess we'll find out.
I think his whole idea was balance. You know, hoping that it'll give it a little bit of heft in the back end.
Oh, okay. I guess I could see that. I just assumed that he was gonna like the weight.
That's what I thought at first. And then he came over here grinding all those holes out. And that's, yep,
No, but the intensity is. Oh, okay.
all of the holes will be filled.
That's okay. I guess if I wanted to. Well, I guess if he's not gonna be. Are you still doing a distal paper? Or maybe he's not doing one as long as the other one out?
I am not entirely sure, to be honest.
I guess we shall see. Because nobody knows what goes on in Dan's head other than Dan.
No.
But if there's anything going on in Dan's head, it's never really anything good.
Yeah. It's definitely, the mad scientist laugh is definitely on par. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The evil laugh. Dr. Evil.
What I'm thinking, right, is you see how much thickness I got left to go. Right? Yep. I think that's perfect. That's really good. This is my contention. Yeah, I know. I gotta be careful down there. Boy, that's gonna have to be trimmed down. But is that enough to where as I it's gonna get thinning up
Hi,
over there,
Drew. Say hi, Drew.
No,
I would leave it right where it's at. Leave it right where it's at. You got enough here for the press. You've got enough. You've ground probably almost 80%. You're setting yourself up good for tomorrow.
okay.
But yeah, my only biggest concern is I would want to see if you can get more meat before heat treat around the tip, because that tip is going to get burned off during heat treat. You're not careful.
Okay.
Yeah. That would be.
Well,
my-
I gotta trim that out.
Yep. If you can bring it back to this thickness, you'll be fine. Yep.
They gotta bring it back.
Yep. Because remember too, one of the tests we're going to be doing is going in and eventually off to the side.
And the side?
Yep.
Oh, I got it.
But that's looking really good. I think you're good with this. It's just a matter of making sure you get that dialed in.
Dancing does not work for keeping a camera steady. Can you hold that? I need to stretch my back real quick.
Yes, ma'am.
Just put your hand right in the front of the
Right
camera.
in front of the camera.
Yeah. It's like
Drew
talk to
wants.
the hand.
How's it going? Drew wants to know.
It's going well. I think we're looking pretty close here to heat treat, and I think it swings pretty well.
I got 11.
Both grips,
Mm-hmm.
hand and a half.
Don't even.
The baseball bat.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know, it's a little tight back here, but that's what the lanyard is for.
Yeah.
But you can really get a decent 3 fingers on it
That's
anyway.
about a half.
Oh,
Oh.
About a half.
Okay.
Yeah, it's about a half.
Oh,
That way you can cover it.
Yep, yep.
So if you really had to do like an overhand,
I'm with that. Ah!
The Bowie Katana.
The Bowie Katana.
The Katana. This is the biggest throwing knife
How's it going, Scott?
Good.
Guys, remember also to look at those testings, and you can see, make sure you're checking those things on your blade for how you think it might handle it.
Do what?
Make sure you're reviewing what's going to be done to your blade.
Yes.
I'm looking on this channel.
My back is so tight.
Yeah.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah.
It feels like I should have the camera turned the other way now. My back, I don't know, man. My back, since the last mattress that we had, we switched to our new mattress, and my back's not better, which makes me angry.
Did you buy it online or did you?
No, it was mom's, mom and dad's king size.
plus I can take this whole thing back.
Yeah, I would say keep an eighth if you
Well,
can.
it's nice when you buy a mattress online,
Yeah.
which is what I did
look
with my
at
last
that?
one.
Unfortunately,
And I was a bit worried about it.
Uh-huh.
This is one of those memory foam ones that's super thick.
Mm-hmm.
But after laying in it for, I don't know, about a month or two, it got much better.
hey now. Woohoo! So yeah, and this 11 inches that's really close. That's really close.
So as long as you don't
And
sacrifice any of the,
I can't
the
lose.
point there.
I can't lose any of the tip,
Looks like you've got about an eighth-inch buffer. You can
and I
leave
have
in there.
about an 1/8 inch buffer.
But you could also do post-heat trees.
So I'm leaving it.
All right. So you guys ready for the forge, or you guys got more work to do?
All right. I'm not ready. Just give me a minute. I'll be ready.
No worries. You guys got time.
How long is the forge? What, a half hour?
What's that?
Half hour or so?
How long do you think it is?
Well, you still have to set up the jigs for flattening. You still have to. We still have to get up to temp.
Yeah.
But you guys have.
It's an hour and a half,
hour and a
roughly.
half, so
Yeah.
we're coming down there.
Before we get into there. Got plenty.
Putting it down to the wire.
You sweating yet? Need to be cooled off? Well, you need your dry towel.
Let me go grab his real quick and just take a gander. It's nice. That's so heavy. It's a beast. That's the whole point, though. That's gonna do some damage, that's for sure.
Length of this is considered
Edge.
the tip. It's the tip, right?
Yeah.
And so,
Straight
we're
line.
on the straight line?
Yep.
Like that?
Yep.
Okay.
Where you at?
11 and a quarter.
All right.
I'll go just over 11 and a quarter.
All right. So as long as you don't mow any tip off, you're good.
Yeah.
But you also, if you did, if something
Oh,
did
yeah, I
happen,
can
you
come
can,
back.
you can come
Yeah.
back a good half inch there or
Yeah.
more.
I got plenty of room to correct mine.
Yep. That was a
So-
slight.
Weight parameters are overall length must be 16 to 18 inches, edge is 11 to 12 inches, and must contain at least 2 pins, one of which must be a lanyard tube, and that's obviously for safety purposes. And then these are going to be the kill test. They have a log chop that we're doing, a bamboo bundle, a fire log baton, and let's see, we're doing the meat, which is going to be young chickens and then bone-in pork roast. And then the sharpness test is a water bottle slice and a pool noodle slice. So. How's everybody doing?
Looking good, we're getting down there. They're kind of doing their final dial-ins right now before we fire up the forge. Dan's going to give himself just a little bit more grace room on his edge since he's right at that time, and it's pretty common to lose some length from the tip if you ground it really thin already during heat treat. Scott's got plenty of extra if he ends up losing it. He's right at just over 11 inches right now, but he's got like a good half to 3/4 inch on the back end he could add in if he had to. So they're just kind of getting that final dial in before heat treat.
I have to plug in my phone. That is not the correct cord. There we go. Whew, don't want that.
Make sure those battery packs are charged up again tonight.
Can you hold that phone for me open? Oops,
Oh, sorry. That's my fingers, folks. Sorry about that.
Okay, I've done it like 3 times.
Thank you. Now I can put this in my pocket.
Ciao, Papa.
This is nearly as exciting as they make it look on TV. I mean, it's still exciting, don't get me wrong.
Well, if we had like 3 people doing this, it'd be a whole lot more dynamic as well. But I'm glad that we're doing these two. I'm looking forward to my daughter going head to head with Caden.
You hear that? That's the next one.
The next one's going to be Caden and Kira.
I'm excited.
Get you back down here.
Slowly turn away from that comment.
Hey! And OSHA just had it.
Hey! Over the arm.
More time!
Yay!
He's done it!
You're gonna be a juggler.
Today's entertainment will be provided by...
Multi-talented.
Yeah.
What can I say?
All right, now do that again.
And I can dance.
Do it again.
Yeah,
Don't
it's-
win it on fire.
It's ready to go.
You're good to go?
I'm good to go.
All right. How are things looking
I'm just
for
getting
you?
orders on.
Oh, yes.
Who wants to judge to hurry up?
You always grind it back down after you. You just don't want to have too little dirt. Yeah, okay. But definitely, and then next out, get that tip a little bit thicker. But it'll come back down after. We just want to make sure you have enough so you don't burn it.
Steve Perry says we've been having too much fun.
Way too much.
Because we haven't been drinking.
So, Danathan,
Yarp.
Before you go into the forge, or is there anything that you're like concerned about,
Yarp.
or
All kinds of stuff I'm concerned about. You kidding me? Yeah, hang on. Let me, so here's what I'm concerned about. Is...
The thing of death?
Yeah, right? First of all, this is 11 1/4, that mark right there. So I want to bring the edge back to 11 1/4, which leaves me the tiniest little ricasso ever. That concerns me. This neck here is a little bit thin for the toughness test, so that concerns me. This is the first time I've done a 1.5-hand handle, so that concerns me.
She would be Dan if
I
you didn't try
put
those things.
a lot of holes in this thing, so that concerns me.
it's gonna be fun? I can't wait for that part.
Let's
I
see.
sense fear.
What else? My plan, my original plan was to take this bevel all the way back to the spine, which is going to make this whole thing a little bit thin, so that I'm afraid on the toughness test for that. Yeah, those are the ones I can think of right now.
How about the ones you'll dream about tonight?
Holy cow.
So how's that feel, Wallace?
That is way lighter than what it was earlier. And you said your original design plans
A sledge.
the sled. Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Well, let's not kill me. I'm just here to do camera work,
Yeah.
not the competition.
There you go. See, that's the swing.
There we go. You can feel that. You can feel the weight travel forward just about right there too.
That weight should be more on the handle side.
Yeah.
Much more on the
Yeah, 'cause you're gonna be doing it.
and I'm actually
Remember, most people you can take that right back down if you want to.
so
That was your previous lap.
instead of removing the weight, these
Yeah.
are adding weight,
Yeah.
especially more than 20 years, so it can pull the weight.
Gotcha.
So my plan is that brass weighs more than the metal material, which I think it does.
I guess we'll find out, man.
We'll see how much of a difference it makes.
Yeah.
But for chopping,
Oh yeah, you took some weight off of that.
Yeah.
yeah, try a power chop with it slid down on your hand. It's a good sign when you gotta look around first.
Very true.
How does it feel?
Seems a little light on the handles right now.
It'll get heavier.
I like the dovetail. I still feel like this is a little bit big for me, but you can still take that down in post. And we're gonna do after heat treat, we'll do a final eval for you guys for notes for tomorrow.
Yeah.
But nice.
Died.
I'm ready for heat treat.
Alright, you guys, Scott, you close if you want me to fire up the forge?
Yeah, just gotta focus on this on this side.
Alright, I'll go ahead and get that heating up then. And remember, we still need the clamping jigs and
That's gonna go here,
Don't worry,
yeah?
Scott.
Yeah.
I can wait.
Move this out of the way. Move my stuff out of the way. And the forge has been lit.
Alright, fourth gate valve has been opened. We're all now summer.
looking how you are looking.
I thought I was having a bad face day. Yeah.
Bad face day. Alright. Dan getting ready to put his blade into the forge. No. Wiggly hot steel is not.
Wiggly hot steel.
I just want to record this for Jamie's purposes. This is for Jamie. I'm pretty sure that's not Scott. I'm pretty sure that's also Scott's plate. So,
No shadows.
you know.
I thought you saw something in I just want to make sure that the plant never Guess that $100 went to something useful.
Hot.
I got you. I got it.
I didn't get bribed. All right, you bribed Wallace.
All right, guys. Someone might want to start eating how warm it's going to get in here.
I'm in. I'm going in.
And it is very bright in there.
Grab that.
There's one right here, Dan, behind you. Oh, okay. And we are in the forge. So what are you looking for in the forge?
We're essentially looking to heat it up to non-magnetic, and we're also kind of looking for the color of the sunset.
Your temperature is going to be right around 59 degrees Fahrenheit.
He wants his so hot when he pulls it out, it'll bend itself over.
Right.
Scott, are you going to...
You gonna catch for me, Scott?
Now with this, you also want to make sure that you're heating up relatively slowly. So you get more even heat rather than just a blasting up the yellow.
Magnetic still. That's one hot edge.
And you guys have the time, there's not a rush. 1 hour 34 minutes left in this round. I've got the towel right here.
What, you want me to do that?
Yep.
Still a little magnetic. He said that the other day. He goes, "Oh, I thought you were doing it, and if you know, I would have had some real competition then." Color's getting nice.
Are you ready, sir?
I'm gonna swing around the other side of you.
Ready when you are.
I heard noises.
Yeah,
I heard
don't you worry
noises.
about that.
Was that the knife on the edge, or?
That was the knife on the edge.
All right. No fire. And straight to jig. Make sure you put something under the middle part of that so it bends real nicely.
Yeah, right.
Cheer up. You're supposed to be on my side.
I'm on nobody's side.
Boom! One down.
Alright, Scott, looks like you're up, son.
Whoops, sorry, love. Round two. in. Dan was having
A little bit
this.
too far in there, yeah.
Dan was having the same problem.
Oh yeah, it's getting warm in here. Yeah, it is here. That's where we wait till the last minute.
What's the matter?
Getting it very hot.
Yeah.
Alright, so after this, guys, you still have time to clean up some of the scale if you want to before we temper.
I'm gonna do that.
What temperature would you guys like to have the oven set for tempering for your mission?
Scott, I was thinking 425.
I don't know.
420.
425 is gonna be about 60, 61 Rockwell.
That was getting real bright.
I have opinions on that, but I'm not going to share them.
Wait, 425 was more like 58.
What do you recommend, Chuck? Console.
Wait, can I look it up?
Absolutely.
I'll look
In
it up.
fact, here it is, right here. Why don't you guys, while you're just doing that,
Yeah, let's go 450. Let's go 450.
450 for 2 hours, 2 cycles will give you a Rockwell of 57 to 58, which is a
Again, I don't know the difference.
Let's go 425. We're gonna go 425.
Oh boy, oh you guys are, you have until I set the temperature to choose.
Okay.
What's the difference with the Rockwell?
The harder it is, the more brittle it is. The softer it is, the
But-
tougher it is.
The sharper it is.
Yeah, keep in mind your test, guys.
What do you recommend?
Brittle points will break.
It is
Chuck, what do you recommend?
I
not.
recommend bush draft for this.
All right. We'll
And
do
what-
450.
450? 450 it is.
Because they're doing tree
This
chopping.
is why they have no arm hair.
You might want to, you might want to let that come down in color just a little bit.
Might want to what?
Let that come down in color just a little bit before you push it into the oil. You're looking good. Looking good. Get
Right
some
there?
soak done. Yep. Hold on. Check the magnetism. Alright, go ahead and put it back in there again. Bring it up to that sunset color, and then dunk it. It got into the yellow earlier. That's what I was concerned about. And the time and temp is just going to let that carbon migrate where we want it. So, no, huh? Back in. Yeah, we gotta want to make sure that we want that at the sunset yellow, orange color, because
That's gorgeous.
yeah, a little bit more.
Right there?
I'm concerned about back by the finger well.
Right there?
There, yes, that's perfect. Go for it.
Ready?
Ready?
He's swinging
Ready
around.
when you are.
Oh, there's a little bit of fire.
Hot one. It's hot.
Still feel those bubbles around it? Yeah. Feel it boil. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Got it. Got a little work there.
Shut down the board.
There's a tiny little, looks like a little teeny tiny twist. I can't tell if it's Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh. This is almost as scary as actually watching them do the torture test. Anytime I see somebody bend a blade like that. Ah.
No tears of death. We like that. All right, so we're going with 450.
Go with 450.
All right.
It's got a little warp in his, I think, or a little twist.
Yeah. That's gonna have, I'm curious to see if that comes out while we're pressing it.
Oh no, Dan.
Oh, Dan does?
Yeah. He's trying to bend it.
Sure you don't want that on there.
I don't know. Is that gonna be a problem? I come back down here, it's melted, you know, to the top of it.
We are ready to go when they are.
I will say, I don't think I've seen anybody in competition go up to this phase this fast. So, shout out to Phoenix Abrasives for making a good product.
How we looking there, son? Little warps. Yeah?
I know, right? He started doing it, and I'm.
It's not bad.
No?
I don't want to fix it.
Well, you know, right now it's as hard as it's gonna get. So I guess we'll see. Do you want me to wheel the envelope?
Nope. Get it out. It's gonna be fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's gonna be just fine.
That sounds like a mantra to me.
He's trying to manifest. That's what it is.
Manifested.
Are you gonna take some of the
Man's later
scale and
energy.
stuff off of it? Yeah.
I don't care if it's straight.
Okay.
A little stretch there.
All right. Let's see.
Gonna wait for it to
That was yours?
calm down.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay, so it's right around here. Here, use that.
I mean, we have a level. We can find an actual level surface and make sure that either
So
We don't need a level surface, we need a flat surface.
same. Not really, but yes, I know what you mean. But you know what I mean.
Alright, so now you take, you got time to take the scale off before it's tempering if you want.
So now it's taking scale off. And then did we want to take these upstairs and talk about them
Yep.
before you put them in the, or do you just want to have them go upstairs and you guys can talk about them in here?
I'll let them go upstairs and walk away for a minute while we discuss it.
Okay.
So what you doing now, Dan?
I'm just getting the scale off so that it looks nice.
Awesome.
And I'm going to put it back in the jig
Yeah.
and
Use 120?
get these buttons back.
Alright. And then after we get the scale off, because we don't want a false positive or false negative, we'll do a hardness test.
Right.
But we'll do that when we're doing the judging.
Right.
Judging today?
Yeah, we're gonna do a round at the end of the round. We're gonna do the judging. You guys get to go upstairs and walk away from that while we discuss it before we put it into the we'll have you guys put it in the oven.
Oh, you're not going to tell us the judging?
We'll give you reviews. Harsh critical reviews.
Just gonna say we can always have them out for a little bit and then bring them back in and then have you guys talk to them for a minute and then we can end it. That'll put us probably a little bit closer to 5 at least. 'Cause we're at almost 4 o'clock right now. Whoa, really watching those sparks fly.
There's the show right there. Hit that again.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure. For some reason, my commenting was turned off. My commenting was turned off for some reason. Like normally how it's on the bottom of the screen here. Yeah, I don't have it. I would press the button. I would do something, but as soon as I touch something on the phone and it comes out of the live, it goes, we're done. And then I'd have to restart.
Yeah, we're done.
How many people we got?
5 currently. There have been a bunch of people in and out throughout the day. So, like we had Autumn in for a while, Jeremy Lyons, Jeremy Mensingle was here, Jack, Steve, Perry. I mean, we had a bunch of people. It was just all spread out throughout. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that they stopped in. Quite so brutal on the guts.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Almost 3/4 of the way through the round.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons that we actually want to have them clean the scale off right now is that we've had both false positives and false negatives on the hardness test with the file, because sometimes the scale will dig in, sometimes the scale will escape. So if you clean it off first, it tends to get a little bit better than pre-test. That's what we're doing right now. And then after that, they'll go into temperature.
Doing a little bit of a pre-test test.
We're going to do that within parameters.
Lots of things can happen between now and then.
I was gonna spin it and catch it, but if this thing shatters because it's not tempered, that would make me sad. That would make me quite sad.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Be really fun for you to try to do this whole thing in like an hour.
It's super fast, so we have another hour though.
I can just start from scratch. Which one of the exotic skills that I have? Right. Well, you start with them forgetting it, yeah. That's all I have to do is catch right. You see when that is anyone? They're Scott Harrigan. Don't look at their paper versus their
Out.
You done?
Done.
You want to set it on your paper?
Don't mess with it. Yeah, I want to see how close I got.
Probably room talking about.
Not bad. I knew it wasn't going to quite be the same.
Pretty close.
This close. A little bit of
Very close.
That too short, but I had to
artistic
take it
deviation.
down to 18.
He's like, I just made it.
Actually, go ahead and grab your plane when you get done. Right. How are we looking? All set?
Don't know.
Okay. Scott is using his time. You guys still have an hour left, so if you still have any printing that you want to do, you're welcome to. We're not going to cut your time short.
Yeah, we won't do that, but you can do that to yourselves.
You have to cut your own throat. I mean, you can do that yourself.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anything I was going to put.
You got more than you can out, so.
It's so close that I think I better wait until they get closer. It's hard to really dial it in without.
Then you can also put it in with the ground.
Nice. How's that tip looking now? Good. Much thicker, it looks like.
Yeah. I left a little more meat on there so they can be a little stronger.
All right. Are we both done?
All right, you guys call
Yep.
it. Are you guys both agreeing to call it?
Good?
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and end round one. Both of the participants have stated that they are done for this round. So we have gone through the design, the profiling, and the heat treat, and they've cleaned them up and ready. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually send them upstairs to walk around for a few minutes and relax while Wallace and I go through the blades with you. All right. So, want to present your blades? There you are. Yep. Okay, guys. So go ahead. We'll call you down in just a minute. Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Goodbye and good luck.
Goodbye and good luck.
May the force be ever in your favor or something like that. I don't even know.
May the bourbon be ever in your glass.
Why don't you guys go up and pour a glass?
That's what I want.
You wanna shut that door?
That's 100%.
Shut the door behind you, sir. Thank you, thank you. All right.
Show this for a minute.
So,
That's gonna stay on for a minute now. All right. So who do you want to start with, Wallace?
Yeah? Which one do we want to like?
Which one do you want to start with?
Let's start with Dan's.
All right, so I'm looking at Dan's here, and he kept it pretty darn close to his original design, which I like. Let's go ahead and do a hardness test real quick here. Nice. I like that. You like to hear that skate?
Mm-hmm.
You want to
Didn't
check
seem
it?
bitey at all. At least I'm hearing it.
Yep. Yeah, we like that sound a lot. So we know we got a good hardness on it. Oh boy. I'm still concerned about it through here. It feels...
It is pretty shallow.
It's really biting my hand through here. I'm curious to see how that feels with handles on it. This I'm not as worried about as I was, especially knowing that we're going to be filling it out with handles. Especially knowing that he's going to bring that handle up in front of this hole here. So, yeah. I'm not sure if I'm going to like long gripping it for swinging, but what do you think?
It still is pretty bitey. Right over there.
I think it's going to depend on how he contours the handle,
Yeah.
because I tend to want to choke up on it a little bit.
Yeah.
That's where that
It
handle
feels much
swell
more
is.
comfortable
Yeah,
over
yeah.
here.
I don't feel like it's set quite as much for a long grip there.
No.
I get where he's going with it.
Maybe on the side, it doesn't feel that bad, but like if you had to chop down,
Yep.
it's a lot of pressure on that pinky,
Mm-hmm.
and like I can feel my wrist be completely out of line.
Interesting. Okay, well. So I think one of the things that maybe we mentioned to him is just be real careful how he contours the handle, because it's the swells are in odd places for that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I mean, I am interested just to see how his thought process with the pins is gonna
He removed
change that.
He removed a lot of stock on this, though, so it's a lot better
Yeah.
than we started.
No,
it moves
absolutely.
better than I thought it would, actually.
Yeah.
And the long handle does definitely help counterbalance the weight of the blade there.
Check all the measurements and stuff.
That's what we're going to do next here.
Cool.
So overall
Cool.
length is 18 inches. Is the parameter, up to 18 inches. So there's that. And 16 to 18, he's coming in. I'm counting,
Just
looking at
short
this,
of-
at 17 and a half.
Yeah,
Is that what you're seeing there?
looks like just about 17
Yeah.
and a half, yeah.
Okay, so now the edge, we're going to measure it from the edge straight back to the ricasso. And he is at right, well, that's not fully in, oh, he did move that back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he's got right at 11 and an eighth. Man, if he loses any tip space, he's going to be in jeopardy, but I think he's,
I think he should be fine.
I think we're doing okay there. So he does meet parameters.
Mm-hmm.
Barely.
And obviously he has the
He gives
lanyard
us a
too.
lot of
And
work.
plenty of pinholes.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm not sure if he has enough pin. I might judge him down on the pinholes. More pinholes. It's kind of like cowbell. Okay, so let's look at this one now. It's a beautiful sound. Ah. Yeah, I'm down with that. You want to try?
I'm gonna come over on this side this time.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like
She's
that one.
singing.
How's that one feel to you? Reminds me a little bit more of like a Filipino
It does,
bolo.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a Scott design.
Definitely a Scott design. It does feel a bit more balanced than I would expect for this. The spine's super thick. I like that he left it a bit up here. So I think that's actually going to turn in his favor when we do the batoning.
I'm really hoping we get a little bit of a distal taper here, even if it's like the first half or third of the blade, personally.
Yeah, feels good. I don't feel like I have to work too hard to keep it on edge.
Yeah?
Yeah, even that swell, I don't know. Swelling? Well, it's got the lanyard loop and stuff. This shouldn't be a problem. I think normally I would like to have something that kind of hooks on that. You know, makes kind of similar to Dan's. Like I
Oh,
like
you
to
have
have
the
that
little-
dovetail.
Yep.
At least for me.
Yeah?
But he's got the lanyard loop on there, so I don't think there's gonna be any chance of anybody losing it.
Okay, it feels like it's a bit thick through here for me. But he still has room to tailor that down if he wants to.
Yeah.
I like the finger well here. I'm not as huge a fan of these in this particular application, but
It's
I get why he did it.
Very
Yeah,
pronounced too.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice integral card. I feel you right here. I'd love to see a little bit taken out right through there for the pinky.
Yep.
It is definitely, it moves better than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be really front heavy.
No,
But-
that and then like I was super worried about his tip
Yeah.
earlier. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
I did see that he actually took a little bit more meat up, built that back up again a little bit there. So I hope he doesn't take it down too much when he goes to final
post-grind,
grind, because that's going to break off on a stab test,
Oh, for sure.
especially into the fire lugs that we're using. My daughter made sure to pick some really, really tough ones. Yeah, I'm liking
Let's
it.
measure his too. Make sure it meets the parameters.
I'm gonna come back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those little
Yeah.
blue bumps.
Both of the blades have just the mildest warp right through here,
Yeah.
but I think it's something that they can actually probably grind through if they need to. And I don't see it actually.
You think it's probably just because of the thickness of that part of the handle that they got that
No,
warp, or is
I
it
don't
just-
know. I don't think so though. I think it had to do with the heat treat.
Okay.
But if you look straight down there a little bit, you can see a little bit of a wobble right through here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how well you can see it, but both blades have it, so it's going to be apples to apples there.
Let me see. I got it.
Got it? Okay.
I gotta get it into. Yeah, just
Just
the
a slight kick. Just a
tiniest
slight,
bit.
smallest kick.
And that definitely putting it in the straightening jig helped that.
Yeah, yeah. It was way worse when we put it because I could actually see it up a little bit. But that's, those are the things that happen during heat treat. Let's go ahead and do the measurements here. So, what we got going on from, okay, there's that, right about that front right on there, Kira.
Right there is that first
That first notch.
that first notch right there.
So overall length we have 17 and a half, as you can see, which is within parameters. From an edge perspective, it looks like we have about 11 and a quarter.
Yeah.
11 and a quarter there. So we're well within there. He's actually got room if he had to. He's got room back here, which is heartening to, if he has to grind that a little bit shorter to beef up that tip a little bit, he's got room to come back here with it. Just got to watch temp build up. I'd say that overall, I think they did a great job today, though. They designed something, they visualized something, and they realized it.
So if we're to pick the blade that you guys like the most, but obviously not like or so far, like they would do the eliminations at the end of.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're not eliminating anybody,
right, yeah.
but if you had to say there was a quote unquote winner for this section of it, which blade would you pick?
That's a tough one because I like them both for different reasons. And while we're jokingly having them go head to head, of course, it is really just an individual challenge for themselves. But I like the handle on this one a bit better.
On Scott's better.
Yep. But I kind of like the edge kind of on this one just a little bit better. But both of them, I'm really looking forward to breaking.
How about you, Wallace? How do you feel about them?
It's actually kind of hard for me to choose, and I do like this handle better. I just wish it had
More of the dovetail in the back.
More of the dovetail in the back.
You
there's
like
elements
Dan's
of-
handle better?
I do in terms of like function. I like his handle a bit better.
And it really comes back to what an individual's most comfortable
yeah.
with. It doesn't, not to take
Well,
anything away
and that's
from
what I was
either
saying. I
blade.
don't.
Yeah,
It wasn't about like
yeah.
favoritism.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just
no,
it's
absolutely.
in style of Forged in Fire.
Yeah,
Technically,
absolutely,
somebody
yeah.
would be
I could live without-
eliminated.
yeah. I
So
could
if we
live
were to
without
pick
the
one of the
handle,
two
yeah.
knives,
I could live without the handle and I had to. I don't think I'd need that much,
Hey,
but
I-
I
that's
want a
a-
little extra.
Tough one though, I mean, there's things about both I like. I think just from my own roots of the angles and lines and things like that I tend to be drawn to, I think the more the gradual curves and such in Scott's would probably be more my aesthetic. Mm-hmm. Yep. Buoys are classic.
Yeah.
you
So,
agree?
No, yeah.
You're not going to hurt anybody's feelings.
No.
Dan
A
might
lot-
cry, but we're
a lot
looking
of-
for
A lot
that.
of my own personal designs are usually more geared towards that than
So
No influence here.
No.
we're going. So we're looking just like incrementally, like we like Scott's, just a tad bit better.
But we love them both equally.
Yeah.
Right? Remember that.
Now we will abuse them both equally.
We will use them both equally. Shall we bring them back down?
We can.
You want to go and grab
I'll go
them?
grab 'em.
I would, but I'm the camera person.
You know, and really, I think it's going to come down to a bit of like how they finish them out too. You know, if they have the time, I'd really like to see them actually go and do a little bit more of the fine tuning and polishing work on them.
Mm-hmm.
If we run into crunches, obviously they're going to just try and get an edge on it. So, but yeah, a lot of times it comes down to that, you know, that fit and finish. You know, all things being equal.
Mm-hmm. I was really concerned, like I said, when we
Yeah.
pulled them both out, I could tell this one was kind of twisted and that one
Yeah,
had kind of
it's
a
got a little
warp
bit of
in
a
it.
whoopie to it, yeah.
And I was like, oh, good, I hope it gets it. And then he pulled it out and you could see that it was still just the slightest bit.
Yep, yep.
They're coming in.
Cool, cool. Yeah, so tomorrow, Dan's gonna have fun finding a handle for his because it's a bigger handle.
So on that note, speaking of handles, it seems like there's a general consensus with the KMZ and the KMZ2.
Oh yeah.
The White Burl.
Oh, the White Oak Burl.
Yeah, even John said the White Oak Burl. He's like, make them into a set. So
Yeah, okay, so
everybody, I think there was one person that picked one of the woods, but pretty much the basic consensus in that so far
Awesome.
is the White
all right.
White.
So the KMZ and the hybrid KMZ are going to get the White Oak Burl hybrid. I'll put one on each.
Nice.
Thank you for weighing in, Tribe. Appreciate it. Scott's on his way down.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
Supposedly Scott's on his way down.
Found him.
I was being respectful. Very down.
All right, guys. These blades actually very impressed with how they turned out. They both hardened up beautifully.
Have you guys get more in frame this way?
Come over here.
Stand so I can have all of you. Yes.
What about here?
That right in the middle, actually.
Should I just stand right here?
That would be perfect.
Okay, so a couple of things that Wallace and I just kind of wanted to make comment on was one, well done. Especially if you look at what you designed on paper and visualized, and then how you may come to the real world. Well done. Both of them have almost the exact same mildest of warps. You can see it when you look it down, it's just a slight kick. Some of that might be able to be addressed with grinding as you do your fit and finish tomorrow. But none of it is so great that we can't test them. No. Absolutely not, yeah. I will say that the only concerns I have with yours is when you go to do the handles, make sure that you are thinking about how you would want it to feel in your hand when you're swinging, because it still feels to me like it's a little bit big through there, but then it shrinks as I go back. So I'm a little nervous about long gripping it. Yeah. But if you can fill some of that out and address some of that, you know, with contouring, bonus. Okay. And these are not these are observations, not like make or break critiques. Wallace, did you want to say anything about Dan's blade?
I hate it.
I figured you'd hate it.
No,
45 minutes left in the live. That's how long you got.
no, like I think it turned out really good. I am worried about the long end as well, just about how it feels, because I was playing with it earlier. If I end up chopping down like this, I feel it a lot over here about my pinky and stuff. That worries me a bit. But other than that, like, it moves really well for how big it is.
It moves better than I thought it would.
Way better. Yeah, that's
All
right.
right.
All right, Scott, I gotta tell you, you know, obviously we're not picking your picking favorites, but this is definitely closer to my aesthetic, in terms of the curves and such.
It's paid for. It's all paid for.
Yeah. So, I like it from my perspective. I will say, however, too, with yours, without handles even, it's biting me right through the pinky here. And I know that for myself, I would love to see you, if you can do, if I were doing a little scallop in there, kind of like a retention, may also give you a little bit more of like a swallows or a dovetail kind of effect. It moves way better than I thought it would once again. I love that you actually took the notes and made that a little bit thicker. Just be careful on final grind that you don't get that too thin again as you're profiling your blade. For both of them, I would like to see what you can do to bring the balance back just a little bit more. But I really like how they both move, and I'm impressed with your design. I know a Scott design. I love that.
Ooh. I don't want to parrot everything you said, but I was definitely worried about your handle just a little bit towards that end. But I was definitely surprised about how well it moves. I saw you measuring a lot, and it shows, for sure. So I think it feels really good. I can't wait to break it.
The
All right.
Jay Nielsen of the group.
Yeah, all right then. So you both agreed to 450, which is going to give you a Rockwell hardness of 57 to 58, which is mid to high 50s, which is what I would go for with this. Yeah, yeah. I think if you went anything lower in temp, you'd end up on the brittle side. But that's just my opinion. So if you guys are cool with it, we'll stick them in the oven.
Let's do it.
And go ahead and drop them in the oven there, and I'll start it up. Woo!
You go, guys.
Excuse me, I'm gonna come up. Whoop, yeah, one more time before. Let's see. Beautiful. Let me see you, Dan. One more time before it's going in.
Okay, go ahead.
Very nice, very nice.
Nice job, Dave.
Whoa!
Round one.
He just hit
is
me with a knife.
in the bag.
And
Tomorrow,
then
you gotta do a wrap. We can do a quick wrap.
put them to bed.
Yep. Nice nap.
Good night, good night.
All right, guys. So that wraps up round one. Tomorrow,
Let's get all
We'll be
y'all
back
in.
here.
Get all of everybody in together.
we'll be back.
You
in.
too, Scott.
Yeah, contestants.
That's right. God. So round one is in the books. Tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we'll be starting round two. That will be final grind, polish, and then handles. Immediately following will be the testing and torturing that Wallace promised you.
Yay!
So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, stay bladed.
Bye-bye.
Huh?
Should have started.